So good morning student. In today's class we will learn about one of the important topic for in this inverter lecture, that is three-phase inverter. So this is very important topic for the exam point of view, and in which we will study two modes of conduction, that is 180 degree and 120 degree. So what are these conduction modes we will see in deep. So we will start this lecture. So a three-phase inverter, a basic three-phase inverter is a six-step bridge inverter. The thyristors would be gated at regular intervals of 60 degree in proper sequence so that three-phase AC voltage is synthesized at the output. What is this? As we know, in three-phase rectifier chapter we will study that the three-phase rectifier, it is a six pulse converter. So simply in three-phase inverter it is also a six-step bridge inverter. Six step in the sense, if we consider one cycle of 360 degree and we will divide by pulse number, that is 6, then we will obtain 60 degree steps. So if you divide 360 divided by 6, then 6 step of 60 degree are formed. So in this 60 degree duration, the thyristors would be gated at regular intervals. Regular intervals in the sense, if thyristor T1 are conducting, then after T2 will be conducting and T3 so on. So in proper sequence they are fired to obtain the AC output voltage at the load side. So what is the topology of this three-phase inverter? See, this is a three-phase inverter structure. It composed of three legs, or we can say that three arms are there. So it is basically formed by three single phase half bridge structures. If we see this single phase half bridge topology, if we form by using this three phase half bridge structure, so we'll obtain three phase VSI. So in three phase VSI, six thyristors are there, and at the same time six diodes are there, and this input side, this is a VS, or we can say that it is a VDC, that is a DC input voltage. This capacitor is connected to make this DC voltage constant, and this is the three-phase load, star connected, balanced one, and in each phase it has an impedance of Z, and it is connected to A point through this arm 1, and this is B phase is connected to a midpoint of this second arm, and this C phase is connected to a midpoint of this third arm. So six thyristors are there and six diodes are there. So to obtain the AC output voltage at the load side, what we will do, we will fire these thyristors to obtain the AC output voltage. So how we can fire these SCRs? By using two topologies, they named as 180 degree mode of conduction and 120 degree mode of conduction. So first of all we will study about 180 degree mode of conduction in this voltage source inverter. So in three phase VSI, each SCR conducts for 180 degree of a cycle. So each SCR, that is either it is a T1, T2, T3, T4, all are conducting for a 180 degree duration in a cycle of 360 degree. But T1 conducts for 180 degree and T4 for the next 180 degree. So in this way we will say that each SCR is conducting for a 180 degree duration, because it, as its name tells us that it is a 180 degree mode of conduction. So each SCR is conducting for a duration of 180 degree. So there are two groups are there in this three phase structure. 135 are called as positive group of thyristors. And this T4, T6 and T2 are known as a negative group of thyristors. So this individual thyristor is conducting for a duration of 180 degree, but from the positive group, if T1 is fired at an angle of 0 degree, then T3 will be fired at an angle of 120 degrees. So each thyristors in the positive group as well as negative group are fired at a duration of 120 degree. So T1 will be fired at a 0 degree, then T3 will be 120 degree, and T5 will be at 240 degree. Similar in case of T4, T6 and T2, they are fired at an interval of 120 degree. But in case of individual thyristors, they are conducting for a duration of 180 degree. So each individual thyristor is conducting for a duration of 180 degree, but individual thyristors, but they are fired at an interval of 120 degree in case of positive group as well as in case of negative group. So we will continue this. So see, now we will go through this switching structure, how we can switch the thyristors. So first of all, T1 is fired, and after T2, T3, T4 in this sequence they are fired. So this is switching logic table in which we will see that it is a total conduction of 360 degree here. So 360 degree will be here. This is 360 degree. So one cycle is completed at. So what we will do, we will divide this by 6 to obtain the 6 equal steps of 60 degree. So it is 0 degree, then it is 60, that is 120, 180, 240, 300, then 360. One cycle will be completed. And after this, if you want to draw further for next cycle also, then we will again start. This is 0 degree, this is 60, 120, 180, 240, 300 and 360. So 2 cycles are there. So in each cycle 6 steps, equal steps are there of 60 degree duration. So we will know T1 is conducting for a duration of 180 degree as the pulses are applied to T1. So T1 will be conducting from 0 degree up to this 180 degree duration. So T1 will be conducting from here to here. And after this T1, this is a T4. T4 will be in the negative group. So it will trigger after this, because one from the positive group and one from the negative group are conducting at a time, because we want to obtain a closed loop for the current to flow through the load. So one from the positive group and other from the negative group are conducting. So after T1, T4 will be fired, and it will be also conducting for a duration of 180 degree from this 180 degree to 360 degree. This T4 is conducting. So T1 and T4 are conducting for a 180 duration. In this way one cycle is completed, and again these are repeating in the same sequence. After T4, that is T1, and then again T4 will be conducting. Now we will see that then this positive group's second thyristor, that is T3. So T3 will be fired at angle of 120 degree after T1. As we will see that in positive group, each thyristors are fired at a duration of 120 degree, but individual thyristor is conducting for a duration of 180 degree. So T3 will be fired after 120 degree of T1. So this is the 120 degree. So T3 will be fired after this 120 degree duration. So T1 start from here, and it will be add 120 degree to this. So if we add 120 degree to this, then we will conduct up to a 300 degree. So T1 will be conducting from 120 degree to 300 degree, that is 180 degree duration. So individual is conducting for 180 degree duration, but they are fired at an interval of 120 degree in case of positive group as well as in case of negative group. And after T3, T6 from the lower group, T6 will be conducting to form the closed path, and after T6 again T3 and then T6. So 60 degree of T6 is here, and remaining 120 degree it is from starting, that is 120 degree from here. And after T3, T5 will be fired. So from the positive group, third thyristor T5 will be fired after 120 degree of T1 or 180 degree of this. So see, this T5 is fired after 120 degree of T1. So 120 degree of T1 and for after T1 it is 240 degree. So we will say that T5 is fired after 120 degree from T3, and for T1 it is 240 degree. So T5 will be conducting from 240 degree to this is come up to a 360 degree, and again add 60 degree to this to obtain the full of 180 degree. So T5 will be conducting for 180 degree duration, and after T5 this is T2 from the negative group will be T2 from the negative group will be conducting. So T5 then T2, then this T5 is 120 degree up to this 360 degree point, and again remaining 60 degree from starting. So in this way, from positive group T1 and T4 are from the arm, and similarly for T3 T6 are from the arm, and for T2 T5 they are from the arms. So in this way we will see that the conduction of the thyristors, and we will see up to 360 degree thyristors T1. See, up to 60 degree this thyristor T1 is conducting, T6 is conducting, and T5 will be conducting. So up to 60 degree we will mark this 561 because T1, T6 and T5 are conducting. So we will write 561 because the three thyrstors are conducting up to 60 degree, and after 60 degree T1 will be conducting, T6 will be conducting and T2 will be conducting. So 6, 1, 2 are conducting, and after this 120 degree duration T1 will be there, T3 will be there and T2 will be there. So these 1, 2, 3 are conducting. In this way we will write the thyrstors for each duration of 60 degree, and we will complete one cycle up to 360 duration, and at 5, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 5, 6 again repeating, that is 5, 6, 1. So starting it is a 5, 6, 1. So up to 360 degree we will repeat again 5, 6, 1, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 1. This is the conduction of thyrstors in the particular step, that is first step, second step, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So we will divide 360 degree into 6 equal steps of 60 degree. Now we will come to the waveform side, but to draw the waveform we will have to understand the topology of this conduction of thyrstors. So we will know up step 1 we will draw the waveform for the 0 to 60 degree. How we will draw the waveform? So we will know up to 0 to 60 degree 5, 6, 1 are conducting. So and this is a topology I will draw to understand properly. This is the VS supply voltage, then 1, 3, 5 are the positive group thyrstors, and T4, T6 and T2 are negative group of thyrstors. And diode will not come into picture because it is not a case of RL load. We will assume their impedance is formed by a pure resistive load case. So there is no diodes conduction. So we will mark T1, T3, T5 and T4, T6, T2 are there. So in this 0 to 60 degree duration, T5, T6 and T1 are conducting. So we will close T5, where T5, this is the third arm, this is T5 is closed and this T1 is closed and this is T6 is closed. So three thyrstors are closed up to 0 to 60 degree duration, and this is the our load which has A, B and C phases. So this A phase is connected to this T1 through the supply positive. So supply positive, and this C phase is connected to a plus side of the supply by this thyristor T5. So this A and C phases are connected through T1 and T5 through positive supply, and but this B phase is connected to a T6 through the negative supply. So we will further simplify this diagram, then we will see that A and C are connected, to plus supplies supply side positive, and this B phase is connected to supply side negative, as we will draw the just impedance diagram. So these, if we see, if A and C are connected to plus side, so this input terminals of A and C are connected to same polarity, and this output terminal of this is connected to neutral point. So these are two in parallel structure. So A and C are connected to plus side, and this the remaining two terminals of A and C which is connected to neutral point. And from this neutral point to B phase through thyristor T6 up and to negative supply, this B phases comes into picture. So from N to B, this thyristor Z is connected individually, but this A and C phases, these two impedances of A and C phases are in parallel structure. So this is the equivalent diagram. Now we will calculate this, how this input supply voltage Vs is distributed across these impedances. So simply what we will do, we will calculate this equal impedance of this whole branch. These two are connected in parallel, and again this parallel combination is connected in series with this Z impedance of B phase. So if we calculate the current in this loop, and we will obtain the impedance across the Z, this Z which is equal, because these are in parallel. So this is Vs by 3 will be here and 2 Vs by 3 will be here. So if we add Vs by 3 and 2 Vs by 3, then it is equals to Vs. So this Vs whole is distributed Vs by 3 across this A and C phases, and 2 Vs by 3 across the B phases. How we calculate? Simply first of all find the current, and then write the voltage drop across the thyristors by applying the voltage division rule in series connection. So from here we will see that Vn, that is line to neutral voltage, line to neutral in the sense that is a phase voltage. So Van equals to Vcn, because these two are connected in parallel. So Van equals to Vcn equals to Vs by 3. Why Vs by 3? Because plus will be there and minus will be connected to neutral point. So it is a Vs by 3 is there. So Vn equals to Vcn equals to Vs by 3, but Vbn equals to that is a higher potential. Which point higher potential? Neutral point is higher potential for the B phase, and B will be connected to negative. So Vnb equals to plus 2 Vs by 3, but we have to find Vbn. How we find the Vbn? Simply what we do, we apply the negative to this 2 Vs by 3. So Vbn equals to minus 2 Vs by 3 because n is higher potential in comparison to this B point potential, which is at negative. So Vnb equals to plus 2 Vs by 3, but we want to write Vbn. So how we will do? We apply minus 2 Vs by 3, simply reversing the polarity. So these are the phase voltages Van, Vbn and Vcn. We will find these, and now we will find line to line voltage. How we will obtain line to line voltage? That is Vab, that is Van minus Vbn. So put this Van and Vbn. So Van equals to Vs by 3 and this Vbn equals to minus 2 Vs by 3. If we subtract this Vs by 3 from minus 2 Vs by 3, then it is Vs. So for up to 60 degree we will have the values of Van, Vbn, Vcn, that is a phase voltages, and line voltage have value of Vs. So we will draw into a waveform. See in the waveform, this is a Van structure, this is the Van, and this is Vbn, this is Vcn, and this is the line voltage Vab equals to Van minus Vbn. So up to 60 degree, that is the up to 60 degree point, this is a 60 degree, this is a 60 degree point. So up to this point, Van equals to Vcn equals to Vs by 3. So we will draw, assume this is the level of Vs by 3, assume this is the level of Vs by, that is a Vs by 3. This is the level of Vs by 3. Up to this point, this is the level of Vs by 3. So Van equals to Vcn. So we will draw Vs by 3 here and Vs by 3 here. So these are the Vs by 3. But Vbn equals to minus 2 Vs by 3. So minus 2 Vs by 3 where? It is below the x-axis. So it is a minus Vs by 3 and it is a minus 2 Vs by 3. So we will start the waveform for the B phase from minus 2 Vs by 3. So in this way we will draw the phase voltages, that is phase voltage Vs by 3, and this is Vs by 3 and it is minus 2 Vs by 3. But we will now interested in line voltage. So how we will do? Line voltage have value of Vs. So Vs will be there. So it is for the total Vs, this is a Vs by 3, this is a 2 Vs by 3, and this is a 3 Vs by 3, that is equals to Vs. So line voltage waveform from start from this Vs amplitude and up to 60 degree we will here up to 60 degree point, this is a Vs. Now we will see after 60 degree what happens. So after 60 degree, thyrstors 6, 1, 2 are conducting. So we will draw again similar as in case of step 1. For step 2, 60 degree to 120 degree duration, thyristor T6, T1, T2 are conducting. So close this switch T6, T1 and T2. So in this case, two thyristors, that is T6 and T2, which are connected to negative supply and through phase B and C, and this A phase is connected to supply voltage positive through this thyristor T1. So we will again draw this diagram. Then this A phase is connected to supply voltage polarity and it is end up to neutral point, and but the B and C phases are connected to negative potential of the supply voltage. So if we again find the voltage drop across this branch, then 2 Vs by 3 up to this Van point, and this is a Vs by 3 below this neutral point. So it is Vs by 3 on upper side, it is 2 Vs by 3 total equals to total supply voltage, that is equals to Vs. So what is the line to neutral voltage, that is a phase voltage for A point? So Van equals to 2 Vs by 3 in this case, because full impedance are there, not is half. In the first case it is half. So now it will be full impedance, so 2 Vs by 3 will be here. And from Vbn equals to Vcn, it is equals to minus of Vs by 3, because Vnb or Vnc equals to plus Vs by 3. But we have to find Vb and Vcn. So we will, what we do, we will apply minus here. So minus Vs by 3 will be there. And how we will find line to neutral voltage? So Vbc equals to Vbn minus Vcn. So Vbn, put this Vbn equals to minus Vs by 3, and Vcn equals to minus Vs by 3. So if we will subtract these two, then it is equals to 0. So it is drawn on the x-axis. So now we will go again to this waveform. What is the value of VAN and VBN for this 60 degree to 120? So for this 60 degree to 120 degree duration, VN equals to 2 Vs by 3. So this is Vs by 3. Now after 60 degree, it is comes to up to 2 Vs by 3 and remains up to 120 degree duration. And this VBN, it starts from minus 2 Vs by 3, but in this second step it will comes to minus Vs by 3. So it is minus 2 Vs by 3, and after 60 degree it will be minus Vs by 3. And what is the VCN? VCN have a value of minus Vs by 3. So it will come from plus Vs by 3 to minus Vs by 3 after 60 degree. And what is the value of line voltage? That is a VBC. So VBC equals to, so it is a VBC, that is VBN minus VCN. So it has a value of from this 60 degree to 120 degree, it will be drawn on the x-axis, that is a 0 voltage. But if we calculate the VAB, so what we will do, VN minus VBN. So subtract this voltage, we directly see from the waveforms of VA, VAN, VBN, VCN. If we want to obtain VAB, then what we will do, VAN minus VBN. So this is a VAN, this is a VBN. So subtract after 60 degree, that is a level of 2 Vs by 3. And this VBN has a value of minus Vs by 3. So if we subtract plus 2 Vs by 3 from this minus Vs by 3, then what is value? That is a Vs will be obtained. So we will draw 60 to 120 degree. VAB has a magnitude of Vs by 3. So it will continue after 60 degree and again come to up to 120 degree. It has a magnitude of Vs. Subtract this waveform, VAN minus VBN. And for VAB, and for VBC, subtract this VB minus VC. And for VCA, subtract this VC minus VA. So in this way we will obtain the line voltage. But what we do, first of all we draw the phase voltage, and from this easily we will obtain the line voltages. Now for the third step, which thyrstors are conducting? For the third step thyristor T1, T2, T3 are conducting. So in this same way, close the switch, apply the impedance, apply the voltage division rule. You will obtain the phase voltages and line voltages, and you can draw into the waveform easily. So similarly for step 4, 5th, 6th can be find by above same methods, and corresponding line and phase voltages can be find easily. The function of anti-parallel connected diode, that is D1 to D6, is to allow the flow of current through them when load is inductive is nature. So here load is not in inductive nature, it is purely resistive. So diodes D1 to D6 are not come into picture. So now we will draw the Fourier series, or we will find the expression of the Fourier series for this line as well as phase voltages. So VAB Fourier series is given by summation n equals to 135. This is a VAB, that is a line voltage. Summation n equals to 135 to infinite 4 Vs divided by n pi cos n pi by 6 into sine omega t plus pi by 6 is the VAB, that is a line voltage. So this is a star connected load. For star connected load, phasor diagram will be drawn like this: VAB at a reference, that is 0 degree, then VB is at 120 degree lagging to this VA, and then VC it is 240 degree lagging to VA, or we can say that plus 120 degree to VA. So these are the phase voltages displayed by 120 degree. But we have to find the line voltage. What we will do to obtain the VAB, we will this VB comes into negative side as minus VB, and we will subtract this. So VAB equals to VA minus VB. So this line voltage is now 30 degree leading to this phase voltage. So VAB leading to this phase voltage VAN by 30 degrees. So we will write plus 30 degree in the expression of this line voltage plus pi by 6. Now we will obtain VBC. So in this similar manner we will obtain the VBC, but this VBC is 120 degree lagging to VAB, because this line voltage are again displaced by 120 degree to each other. So we will, if we will write the VAB, then VBC can be easily write by subtracting minus 120 degree from the above expression, that is a 30 degree plus 30 minus 120, that is a minus 90 degree will be there. For VCA it will be plus 5 pi by 6. So add plus 240 degree plus 120 degree to this VAB expression, or subtract minus 240 degree from this, it will be plus 5 pi by 6. So now put sorry, for n equals to 3, if we put n equals to 3 in this line voltage expressions, then cos 3 pi by 6. So in the Fourier series, one term is there, cos n pi by 6. So if we put n equals to 3, then it will be cos pi by 2. If we cancel 3 from 6, it is a pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 equals to 0. So therefore, this magnitude of the whole this line voltage will be 0. So therefore, all triple n harmonics are absent from the line voltage. So line voltages, if you put n or multiple of this n, that is a 6, 9. So in this all the cases, this output line voltage have a magnitude of 0. So magnitude 0 in the sense third order harmonics are not there in the line voltages. And for a linear star connected balanced load, phase and line voltages can be obtained by. So this is a phase voltage. So in above we will find the expressions for the line voltages. Now we will find the expressions for the phase voltages. So phase voltages are given by n equals to 6k plus minus 1 to infinite. 6k plus minus 1 in the sense no triple n harmonics are there. If you put k is equals to 0, 1, 2, then harmonics, then n equals to 1, 5, 7, 11. So in this case, no triple n harmonics are there. So no triple n harmonics are there. So in general sense, we will write n equals to 6k plus minus 1, in which third harmonics are eliminated. So n equals to 6k plus minus 1 to up to infinite 2 Vs divided by n pi sine n omega t. This is the expression of Van, that is a phase voltage. Now we will write the expression Vbn. What we will do, simply subtract 120 degree from this Van. So Vbn will be obtained, and for Vcn simply subtract minus 120 degree from this Vbn, then it is a minus 240 degree. So in this case, way the phase voltages are obtained. Now we will do the further calculation. What is the RMS value of C? The RMS value of nth component of line voltage. So now we will find RMS value of nth component of line voltage. So go to this line voltage expression, which is 4 Vs divided by n pi cos n pi by 6 sine n omega t plus pi by 6. So RMS value, how we can find the RMS value? This is the maximum amplitude of this line voltage, 4 Vs divided by n pi. So if we divide this maximum amplitude by root 2, then RMS value will be obtained. So this is a sine waveform having a magnitude of 4 Vs divided by n pi into cos n pi by 6. So this is the whole 4 Vs divided by n pi into cos n pi by 6. This is the amplitude of the sine waveform or amplitude of this line voltage. So simply if we divide this whole maximum amplitude by root 2, then RMS value will be obtained for the line voltage. So VLN, that is a line voltage of this nth harmonic component, 4 Vs divided by root 2 n pi cos n pi by 6. This is a RMS value of nth component of line voltage. So if we want to find RMS value for the fundamental, so what we will do for the fundamental, put n equals to 1 in this above expression. So if we put n equals to 1 here, then it will be equals to 4 Vs divided by root 2 pi cos pi by 6. Put n equals to 1. If we simplify this, then it will be obtained 0.78 Vs. So this is the RMS value of fundamental line voltage. Now we want full line voltage RMS value. So this is a fundamental. We easily calculate line voltage values. Now the line voltage VAB in figure shows that line voltage is Vs from 0 to 120 degree. So line voltage waveform, go to the line voltage waveform. If you go to line voltage waveform, this is the line voltage waveform of VAB. So it is conducting from 0 to 120 degree duration. Up to this having a magnitude of Vs, and it will be conducting up to a 120 degree duration. After this it is a 0 and again minus Vs, and in this way it will complete the one cycle. So up to 120 degree it will have a magnitude of Vs. So how we will find the RMS value of this VAB, that is a line voltage? This is a magnitude, and for the 180 degree duration it will be conducting up to 120 degree duration. So 120 divided by 180 into full voltage, that is Vs. In this way we will obtain the RMS value of this full line voltage value. So in this way, that is a or we can simply apply the formula 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi by 3, that is 120 degree duration. Vs square the waveform because we want to calculate the RMS, so square, and then take the 1 by 2 for the RMS value calculation. Then it will be root 2 by 3 into Vs, which is equals to 0.816 Vs. You can go through this formula or directly write Vs into out of pi, that is 180 degree duration, 2 pi by 3, that is up to conducting up to 120 degree duration, and power 1 by 2 for RMS. Then it will again root 2 by 3 into Vs. That is a line voltage RMS value. All the expressions are very important because numericals are asked from this Fourier series expression only. So now we will calculate the RMS value of phase voltage. So how we calculate the RMS value of phase voltage? We have a line voltage RMS value will be there. So in star connected load, if we divide line voltage RMS by root 3, then phase voltage RMS value will be obtained. Vph equals to VL by root 3. So we divide this root 2 by 3 into Vs to root 3, then we will obtain root 2 and divide by 3 into Vs, which is the RMS value of phase voltage. And now we calculate the RMS value of fundamental phase voltage. So fundamental phase voltage, go to the Fourier series expression of this phase voltage waveform. This is a phase voltage waveform having magnitude of 2 Vs by n pi. If we divide this 2 Vs divided by n pi to root 2, we will obtain the fundamental component of this phase voltage waveform. So Vp1, that is a phase voltage of fundamental component, which is equals to 2 Vs divided by root 2 pi, n equals to 1, and divide by root 2 to obtain the RMS. It will be 0.45 Vs. And now we calculate the output power of the inverter. How will obtain the output power of this three-phase load? PL equals to 3V squared by R. We will take phase voltage. It is a star connected load, so we will take the phase voltage here. But in case of delta, we will put the line voltage RMS there. So this is the phase voltage RMS in the 3Vp square by R. So 3 by R separate and put this V phase RMS value. So V phase, we will obtain V phase. So V phase is written in the above, that is the V phase RMS value of phase voltage, which is equals to root 2 divided by 3 into Vs. So put this root 2 divided by 3 into Vs whole square. So in this way, it's the output power of the inverter, that is equals to 2 Vs squared by 3R. So this is the output power of the inverter. And now the RMS value of thyristor current. So what is the RMS value of thyristor current? Thyristor current. So in the diagram we will easily see that the current passing through this load is coming from the thyristor only, from the supply side. So if we want to calculate the thyristor RMS current, then we will calculate easily by this phase voltage current. So if we calculate the phase current through this load, then this current is flowing through this thyristor only. So in this way we will find the RMS value of thyristor current. So IT RMS, that is the thyristor RMS current, which is equals to IP divided by root 2. IP is the phase voltage, phase current, and if we divide by root 2, then it is a RMS 1. So put this IP, how we calculate the IP? Vp divided by R divided by root 2. So put the Vp value here. So Vp RMS is root 2 by 3 into Vs. So if we put Vp RMS equals to root 2 by 3 Vs and we further simplify, it will obtain Vs divided by 3R. So this is the conclusion of this 180 degree duration. 180 degree mode, what is the phase voltage, what is the line voltage? So total RMS phase voltage, it is root 2 by 3 into Vs. This is a total phase RMS voltage. And how we obtain the line voltage? So we will multiply root 3 because Vph equal to VL by root 3 in star connected. So VL equals to root 3 into phase voltage. So simply multiply this phase voltage by root 3 to obtain the line voltage. And how we will obtain the fundamental phase voltage RMS value equals to root 2 Vs by pi. If you multiply this by root 3, we will obtain the fundamental component of voltage for line case. And this is the formula of this distortion factor, which is equals to fundamental RMS upon overall RMS. So if you obtain the fundamental RMS component, what we will do, we multiply this whole RMS output voltage by G, and G is the distortion factor. If we in three phase case, it will be equals to 3 by pi, but in single phase case it will be equals to 2 root 2 divided by pi. So in three phase case, G equals to 3 by pi. If we multiply overall RMS voltage value by 3 by pi, we will obtain the fundamental RMS voltage. So what we will do is the total RMS voltage, which is root 2 by 3 into Vs. If we multiply it by 3 by pi, then we will obtain the fundamental RMS. Similarly, in case of line voltages, we will obtain the fundamental RMS. So we will have to learn only one formula, phase voltage value, that is phase voltage RMS root 2 by 3 into Vs, multiplying root 3 to obtain the line voltage, multiply 3 by pi to obtain the fundamental RMS. In this way, we will do the all calculation here. So this is a 180 degree conduction mode of this inverter, and after this we will study the 120 degree mode of conduction in the next class. Thank you students for listening patiently. Thank you.